The Xiaomi Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro look very similar, with screens that curve at the edges and that are broken up by punch-hole cutout cameras in the top left of the display. On the back there's a camera bump in the top left corner. These phones have a 6.67-inch OLED screen with HDR10+ support and a screen refresh rate of 90Hz to make content and motion look a bit smoother. The Xiaomi Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro both run on the top-end Snapdragon 865 chipset paired with 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage options. That chipset has an adjacent 5G modem. One of the most important features of the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro is the 108MP main camera, which takes fantastic pictures and supports 8K video recording like the Samsung Galaxy S20 series. The Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro has a 20MP ultra-wide camera and two telephoto lenses. One of these is 8MP and supports 10x hybrid zoom, and the other is 12MP with 2x optical zoom, which is used for portrait mode. Pictures taken with the phone looks great and delivers great dynamic range and color accuracy. It also have a 20MP front-facing camera, which is a pretty decent resolution for selfie snapper. It comes with 4500mAh battery capacity. This phone has a 50W fast charging, 30W wireless charging and 10W reverse wireless charging, which lets you use the device as a wireless power mat for other devices. Xiaomi has a reputation for producing quality phones at affordable prices, and Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro 5G is another example of that. The Mi Note 10 Pro brings all the features of a top-end phone but without the top-end price tag. It's got a beautiful curved edge screen with a 6.47-inch Super AMOLED display. The colors really pop, max brightness is pretty high, images look textured and contrast is good. At the top of the screen there is a small teardrop notch in the center which houses the front-facing camera. There is a Snapdragon 730G chipset here paired with 8GB of RAM, which is a decent mid-range processor that's optimized for gaming. The headline feature of the Xiaomi Mi Note 10 Pro is its camera. The 108MP main sensor is the first of its kind on a smartphone in the world, and it's such an important part of the phone's identity and Xiaomi's marketing strategy. There are 5 lenses on the back. The main camera is 108MP. An optical image stabilizer for the main lens is on board, as is a flash. The main rear camera is joined by a 12MP sensor with 2x telephoto lens for the portrait mode, a second telephoto snapper, this one with 5x zoom and 5MP sensor for zoom shot, another 20MP ultra-wide camera, and finally a 2MP macro snapper. The main 108MP camera takes absolutely incredible shots. Forget the iPhone 11 Pro, Huawei P30 or even Realme X2 Pro. This phone takes some of the best looking pictures you will get from a smartphone. Everything here is on point, colors are rich, contrast is great and images are bright. Also you can record 4K video at 30fps. On the front, the Xiaomi Mi Note 10 Pro has a 32MP camera housed in the teardrop notch, and it comes with various filters and features. Selfies looked pretty vibrant and high quality. The Xiaomi Mi Note 10 Pro's battery capacity is 5260mAh, which is a lot bigger than what you get in most modern smartphones. It also supports 30W fast charging. The Xiaomi Mi Note 10 Pro is a powerhouse in so many ways, and we can definitely recommend buying this phone. The Redmi K30 Pro brings back the pop-up front-facing camera, which we haven't seen much of it in 2020 compared to 2019. This ensures the 6.67-inch AMOLED screen isn't broken up by any notches. The K30 Pro features an almost completely bezel-less display, with the company quoting a 92.7% screen-to-body ratio, but it tops out at 60Hz compared to 120Hz refresh rate seen on the standard Redmi K30. However, it offers 180Hz touch sampling for better gaming. The display does deliver HDR10+ support. The chipset in here is the Snapdragon 865 paired with 8GB of RAM. This is the top-end processor available to Android phones at this time, and that should ensure great processing speeds. The Redmi K30 Pro is also a 5G phone. You will have no trouble playing games in this device. The Redmi K30 Pro is made for the gaming enthusiasts in mind, with a massive cooling system, a large multi-layer graphite and 9 built-in temperature sensors. It intelligently predicts and controls its internal temperature, ensuring sustained peak performance even when you are playing games for long hours. There are 4 rear cameras on the phone consisting of a 64MP main, 5MP telephoto, 13MP ultra-wide and 2MP macro snapper. But there are a few camera features that might impress, including 8K video recording and a macro shooting mode on the telephoto lens, as well as the dedicated macro lens. It can record 8K video at 30 fps and 960 fps super slow-mo at 1080p resolution. It sports a motorized pop-up 20 megapixel selfie camera. The Redmi K30 Pro features a 4700 mAh battery with 33 watt fast battery charging that charges the phone fully in just 63 minutes. Xiaomi Mi 9 Pro 5G smartphone was released in September 2019. The phone comes with a 6.39-inch Super AMOLED touchscreen display with an aspect ratio of 19.5:9. It is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 6. This device is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus 7nm processor. It comes with 12GB of RAM. As far as the cameras are concerned, the Xiaomi Mi 9 Pro 5G smartphone on the rear packs triple camera setup consisting of a 48 megapixel main shooter and a 12 megapixel telephoto lens and a 16 megapixel ultra-wide lens. There is a 20 megapixel camera on the front for selfies. This device is based on Android 10 and packs 512GB of internal storage. It is powered by 4000 mAh battery with 40 watt fast battery charging support and 30 watt fast wireless charging support. It was released in Dream White and Titanium Black colors. The Mi Note 10 Lite sports the same 6.47-inch FHD Plus AMOLED display on the regular Mi 10 Note. The device comes with a water drop style notch which holds the front camera. It is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 730G chipset. The device comes with two variants, 6GB of RAM and 64GB of onboard storage, or 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. If you consider the price, you are getting a good deal with the spec provided by Xiaomi. It also features a 3.5mm headphone jack. The phone comes with MIUI 11 based on Android 10 out of the box. Mi Note 10 Lite featured a quad rear camera array along with dual LED flash, a primary 64 megapixel Samsung GW1 sensor, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 5 megapixel macro lens and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. You can record 4K video at 30 fps with this device. Over to the front, the Mi Note 10 Lite have a 32 megapixel selfie camera. As for the power, there is a 5260 mAh battery with 30 watt fast charging support. With this battery, you can easily go through a day without any trouble.